gonna be a good day. Hello, St. Rose. Thank you very much for tuning in to another episode of St. Rose Rocks. I'm very glad to be coming back to you guys this summer for some more episodes. As you can tell, my hair is getting a little long as the quarantine goes on, and it's kind of curling up on the sides. One day we'll have haircuts again. But until then, we are still bringing you guys quality music, and I have a special treat for you guys. I have some alumni coming back to show off some fantastic music. I have Pat and Matt from Bad Mothers. Guys, say hi.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Your hair looks exactly the same from the last time I saw you, dude. That did not grow an inch. What are you talking about? Like, oh man, my hair is all over the place. It looks exactly the same.
I didn't say it's all over the place. I'm saying it's kind of curling up on the sides now. I like to keep it trim. You know how I am.
It looks the same length. You're good.
I'm glad that it's looking pretty fresh to you guys over there.
Yeah, man, I'm like 2 years late for a haircut, so you're doing all right.
It's all good. Now, I miss you guys. It's been a while since I've seen both of you guys, especially regardless of the quarantine. You guys were seniors my freshman year. I remember when you guys were playing out back then. Sounded great, and you guys have only progressed and gotten so good and come so far, and I'm so happy to have you guys on.
Yeah, man, it's an honor to be here.
Yeah, did you just graduate?
Yeah, I just graduated this year. Would have been, what was it, the May 9th. Yeah.
Congratulations.
I'm sorry you guys got, first of all, congratulations. Yeah. I'm sorry that you guys got kind of stuck in the year, of quarantine for graduations, man. It's definitely unique.
It is unique.
How did you guys handle, the senior projects, man? How did you guys, end up listening to each other's projects? And you guys couldn't do that in the studio.
Yeah, I couldn't do it in the studio. When it came to people's senior projects, what was going on was people are just pretty much uploading it on YouTube and all the platforms. But we do have a music support group where everybody is kind of put all their stuff into so everybody can listen to. And then besides that, I've been working with WEXT to do special shows for everybody, for all the seniors. And we're expecting to have a good number of seniors come onto this show later in the summer.
Nice, man.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, so we're doing our best for all of them.
Yeah. Well, it's good you're stepping up and doing your part, man. I'm sure everybody really appreciates that.
Yeah, doing what we can. And hey, if quarantine didn't happen, we wouldn't have St. Rose Rocks, and you guys wouldn't be on right now. So
hey, all right, there you go. Silver lining.
Yeah.
There wouldn't be dolphins in the river. There wouldn't be, the ozone layer healing, and there wouldn't be St. Rose Rocks.
These are all good points.
Top three silver linings.
We're here to inspire you.
Happy to be here in the top 3. Love it. Love it. So, guys, could you tell me about the first song that you're going to be showing us today?
We did Live with the Rice House, where we filmed it with Derek Noetzel and company. And we packed. Dude, I don't even think Rice House is a real thing anymore. But Rice House was a house basement venue in Albany. If there's anything really awesome about Albany, it's the house venues, man. So we were like, let's do kind of an homage. We all graduated at the time already, and let's play one last show at the basement. Why not? We filmed it, and this is the video we're going to show you guys now, which is Why Bother, Live with the Rice.
Awesome. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Why Bother by Bad Mothers.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. We are bad mothers.
When you guys formed during your time at St. Rose, correct?
Mm-hmm.
How long ago was that? And also, could you speak on behalf of your other members who couldn't make it onto this call tonight?
It must have been, if we graduated 3 years ago, and I met Matt my sophomore year of college.
Yeah, that's about right.
It's got to be about 5 years ago now, maybe five and a half. When we started playing together. So I remember Matt came into St. Rose my second year, and he was doing a guitar rep class, and I was just like, this guy's really good. And you played Whatever It Was as your first rep song.
Yeah.
And I was just like, that's a sick riff, and he can sing. Man, this kid's really good. So it started off with me and Matt playing just kind of in your room, just you teaching me the songs, and then we did Garage to Glory for Matt Dalton. With Avery Witherell on drums and Brendan Lennon on bass. We just played a whole set, a bunch of songs that we haven't played since too, man.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of them we wrote for that. I moved here from Boston and kind of left a band I'd been in for a long time out there. And of course, as soon as I got here, my first objective was getting a new group together because I was still writing songs and still had songs to play. So Pat met up with me and guitar rep and learned the second guitar part for what eventually became Come All This Way. So me and him were playing together, and when Garage to Glory came, we only had like 1 or 2 songs because it had been just me and him playing and not for that long. So almost every other song we played that day, we just wrote like that week for that, and like never really played it again. To be totally honest, we were just like, man, we need like 4 more songs. We only got 2 songs. We got 5 days. Let's bang them out.
And then after that, like we named our band, I think, the Bonnie Masons. And we played our first gig with Kevin in Boston, in Cambridge, at this place called Out of the Blue.
Yeah, and my old drummer,
Joel Silloway. Yeah. We played that gig, went to Boston, came back, and then we got Brian to play on drums, and eventually on the not the label release show, it was like a label show when we changed our name to Bad Mothers officially, because Bonnie Mason is a person who also has a music career.
Yeah, so Bonnie Mason is a friend of ours, and when we were coming up with names, she was in the room, and one of us looked at her and was like, "The Bonnie Masons?" And she was like, "Yeah," and we were all down with it. She was down with it. I don't know, a few months later, maybe 6 months later, we realized that naming our band the Bonnie Masons, when Bonnie Mason herself is a musical performer as well as a visual artist, is very confusing for everyone involved, So we were like, maybe we should redirect before we get too far down this path. But we had already been abbreviating ourselves as the BMs, and we wanted to at least hold on to some semblance of what we had established so far. So I was trying to think of other names that still have that abbreviation, and I was like, Bad Mothers. When I called all of them and suggested Bad Mothers, all of them were kind of like, that's pretty good. And as a very indecisive person, that's all the thumbs up I needed. I was like, all right, well, that's it. We're Bad Mothers. That's what it's gonna be. And here we are.
Here we are.
Very nice. And Here You Are has come a pretty far away. You guys have played at a number of festivals all around kind of New York capital region. You guys have traveled. You guys have done little tours. You've released a lot of great music. Could you tell us about some of your highlights that you've had in the past couple of years since graduating from St. Rose?
Some of the highlights since graduating St. Rose, I mean, as far as the band goes, a lot of them, probably the top one would be we got to open up for Quiet Riot at Alive at 5, which was just a really cool experience for us, getting to play for a crowd of that size. And we were lucky enough to be friends with some of the people with the sound company that provided sound. So it was cool getting to be on that end of it, where we see peers of ours from the music industry up behind the board mixing the system that we were playing through. So that was really cool. Aside from that, we're lucky enough to be partnered with Eventide, and every summer they send us down to Summer NAMM in Nashville, which has led to some pretty cool performing experiences with us. We got to play with Doug Wimbush, which was really cool. We got to play with Larry Mitchell, which was really cool, and then on the show floor as well. So just honestly, most of the experiences that I put towards the top of the list are experiences, we got to meet other people in the music industry and either perform with them or work with them in some capacity. Some people that I never thought I'd get to meet in my life.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and also just shouts out to, we're in a label called Almost Never Dead. Like it was kind of like me and Brian's brainchild for a while, and Brian really took the lead on it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like a really kind of like an art collective in Albany, a lot for hip hop and rock and punk, and anyone who has like something artistic to offer. Null Void, we're partnering with them, who is a graphic, t-shirt design company. Courtney's amazing at graphic design. And there's just a bunch of cool artists in the roster. So the release show is actually really successful, and a lot of people came out. Everybody got paid. I mean, dude, you know this. It's hard to get paid, but everyone got paid, and that's my value of success for that.
Yeah, that show was really cool. I'm glad you brought that up. And everybody showed up and everybody stayed out, and it was, I think, more successful than any of us anticipated, because when you looked at the bill at first, it was like, all right, so these people are going to come for these artists, these people are going to come for these artists, but it really wasn't like that. You had people listening to bands that I feel like they never would have listened to otherwise, and I feel like it was just because everyone was there with a mentality of like, that's what Almost Never Dead is. It's like a collection of people supporting each other regardless of whether or not they're in the same genre.
So, dude, actually, something I forgot to mention, this was definitely one of my proud moment shows. We did like a emo night one day where we covered all Fall Out Boy songs. Dude, there's some, I just posted on Instagram, so people who can check this out, go to @badmothers on Instagram. I posted a video from a couple of years ago where we did a all Fall Out Boy emo, like, real Fall Out Boy emo set. And dude, that was such a fun show because everyone knew the songs. People were stage diving and crowd surfing. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was something that it was, again, a local thing where it was all different local bands coming together to pick one emo band that they were going to cover exclusively for the night. And we picked Fall Out Boy, and we picked 13 Fall Out Boy songs that we were going to learn for the thing. And let me tell you, we did nothing except play Fall Out Boy songs for like 3.5 months. Like not a single Bad Mother song, nothing, because there were 13 of them, and we didn't want to bring lyrics up on stage or like not have them be done well or anything like that. So we put in work on those Fall Out Boy songs. And we were kind of thinking like, man, what kind of show is this going to be? Some shows are lit and are packed, and some shows just aren't, and that's just the way it is. Sometimes it's the weather, sometimes it's the day, but we're putting in hours on these Fall Out Boy songs. And we get to the show, and it was a packed show, and people were just feeling the nostalgic energy of hearing all these old tunes that they like grew up with in like their teenage years or whatever. And that was a really awesome show. Honestly, the energy at that show might have been higher than the energy at a lot of shows that we played. People were just losing it. That was a blast.
When it comes to working as a band and the writing process, Matt, you said that you do a lot of the writing, but in the beginning, is that the same still going forward? You do a lot of the writing and you present it, or is it a joint effort? How has that gone, and what's the inspiration been like?
Yeah, so there's no hard and fast rule. I think if we were to make a blanket statement, I do come up with a lot of the concept. I call them skeletons, where I'll write them on my own, and I'll get a song like 80% of the way there in terms of my part and like the idea in my head for what I'm envisioning for certain sections, lyrics, things like that. And then I'll take that skeleton to the guys, and they put the meat on the bones. And the coolest part about that is I don't really have to do any explaining or anything like that. Like I show up with a skeleton and I either play him the demo I have or play through it on my guitar and sing what I have or whatever. And I don't have to be like, and then Kevin, I'm hearing something like this, and Pat, I'm hearing something like this. Brian, maybe play this kind of beat. I just go, so you guys got it? And they're like, yeah, sure, let's give it a try. And usually by that end of that first or second try, like they, we've got to figure things out, but what they're improvising is give or take what I'm hearing in my head, and that's usually the writing process. Not to say there's not exceptions to that rule. Little Shake is a song that Kevin wrote almost a lot of on his own. 5 and 7 we wrote as a band on like a joke riff almost that Kevin played. He was like, I don't know, what if we did something like this? And that's the song that you hear now. And then Cool Whiplash is a track of Pat. So there's no hard and fast rule, it's just like someone brings an idea to the table and we all tackle it together and make it into whatever it becomes.
So guys, can you talk about the second song you're going to be showing us today?
This next song is our newest song. Well, I can't say that. There's a newer song that we're not showing anybody yet. But it's one of our newest songs. It'll be our newest public song. And this we tracked at the Live Sound Studio, following all quarantine guidelines, I might add. We weren't breaking any rules, but we were hungry to make some new content and get something out there for you guys. But yeah, this is a tune that I wrote before all the coronavirus stuff happened. And honestly, the only reason this song came into existence is because Pat has a 7-string guitar that he only plays for one of our songs. And I was like, man, he got a whole 7-string just to play one song that I wrote. I can't do him like that. He's got to at least use that thing for another song. So I wrote this tune.
I'm not even using that 7-string anymore, dude. I just tuned down this guitar over here.
Yeah, so it was all in vain. In the end. It really doesn't matter. But it still birthed this song, which I wouldn't have written otherwise. And honestly, a lot of my commitments, decision making wise, when it came to this song, I feel like I would have made differently in other circumstances, solely for the fact that I was like, this song is happening because Pat needs another song that's tuned in this tuning. So that really drove me through making this song, and I feel like it kind of bypassed some of the hesitancies that I normally have when making decisions in songwriting, and it resulted in this.
All right, guys. Everything is All Right by Bad Mothers, premiering on St. Rose Rocks just for you guys. Check it out.
I'm not here to
so hold on, Connor, did your hair grow in the time that we? Your hair looks mad long, bro. What a mess.
That's so making into the final
Come on,
video.
man. He's a gentleman hosting us on a show, and you got to roast him. Your hair looks great. Don't listen to him. Look at him. He looks like he climbed out of the trash.
And so Everything Is All Right, that song you guys just saw, that's live at Quarantine working title. But we're releasing every song from that as a live video on. Let me get my date right. It's gonna be Saturday, May 30th. So it should be the week after this video is released. And everyone just kind of like keep an eye on our social media. Keep an eye on our website. We're gonna update the website, badmothersmusic.com, and you can see it there. We're gonna premiere it there.
Awesome. So you already mentioned your website. You already mentioned Instagram. Is there any place else that people should be following your music?
Spotify. Check out our Spotify. Check out obviously follow us on Facebook at Bad Mothers. And just man, we have a lot of cool stuff coming in. We've been working hard. It's one of those rare moments where, well, I don't know if it's a rare moment, but like we saved up so much money from doing these tours, from playing gigs, and just kind of like et cetera, et cetera. We're at a point where we're recording with Scoops Dargaris in Philly at the Headroom Studios in Philly. We're gonna record with him. It's gonna be cool, man. And just keep an eye on our socials at Bad Mothers.
This record's been a long time coming, and we originally had it booked for the end of March. So I wish we had that timeline happen. We'd have something else to show you today. But obviously, lockdowns happened and dates had to be canceled, which was unfortunate. But I am happy to say that we have rescheduled and production will commence shortly. And we are very excited about this new record. If anybody knows Scoops, they know that he does really good work. And it has been quite some time since our last actual focused effort at a long release. So we'll have some new material for you, and we're all pretty excited about it.
Like and share our music too, man. I mean, it's definitely the most important thing for any local band is support. So if you
there is one thing that I want to add.
Go for it, bud.
On that note, when all this stuff is over and things open back up, your favorite venues and your favorite bands, go to the shows and buy their merch and buy food at your favorite venue and stuff like that, because some places are doing what they can to get through this, but everybody's taking a hit, and we all know that. So when the venues get back opened up and the shows start happening, get out there. I'm sure you want to, because we've all been caged up anyway, but those places are going to need your support more than they ever have. So we are excited and really hope to see people out there supporting live music.
Very well said, Matt. I can't wait for when all that stuff comes out, and I can only imagine it's going to be sick. Before we completely wrap this all up, guys, is there anything that you can say to the class of 2020 or anybody that's still in college right now? You guys have been out. You guys have been proving that it can be done. You guys are giving it a lot of hard work. Do you have any words of wisdom for anybody graduating or still going through the collegiate process?
I mean, I would just say enjoy the people that you're with right now, and I would also say don't stress too much about the future. Make your plan, prepare yourself for whatever you need to prepare yourself for. Even though all you guys are music students, you're not all going to have the same path, but just know that once you get out here, you're going to get your feet on the ground, you're going to get things figured out, and it's exciting. It's just a new chapter of your life, and for those of you who are graduating or graduated, congratulations. I hope that the circumstances didn't get you down, but it's a huge accomplishment, and welcome to the alumni.
Yeah, man. And you know what, dude? Just like to add to that, embrace the pressure too. There's a lot of pressure getting out there of like just being successful, but pressure makes diamonds, man. And as long as you, I heard that today. I just want to
on my t-shirt, man. It's going on my t-shirt.
Pressure.
Good bumper sticker too.
Yeah. But yeah, man, just embrace that pressure and kind of don't be derivative. Create something that you really. It's truly you. It's hard. It's super hard not to be derivative, but pick off from those artists that you really love and create something that's unique to you. Don't sound like everyone else, I guess is what I'm saying.
Guys, that's great words of wisdom, both of you guys. Pat, Matt, thank you very much for coming on. It was an absolute honor to have you guys on the show.
We love you, dude. This is so awesome that you do stuff like this, and we're just happy it's our turn to share it with you.
Not a problem. Happy to get you guys on. Guys, thank you very much for tuning in to another episode of St. Rose Rocks. As always, I got to thank Student Development, Student Association, the St. Rose marketing team, and the college in general. We're going to keep going on through the summer, so I hope you guys tune in. We're going to keep heating it up online as the temperatures heat up as well. Again, you guys are the reason that St. Rose rocks. I'm glad we got to spend some time.
Thank you, sir.
It's gonna be a good day.